Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, DB Designs and Sewing Australia. I'm Deb. Welcome to all my subscribers and welcome to anyone who's new. Today I'm going to talk to you about what I've been making this week, which is not terribly much. I've just taken Dad home and he's been here since Thursday and now it is Sunday night and he's had a great time. Seriously. How much can a 95-year-old man eat? That's all I'm saying. Because I think he makes up for anything he's missing out on Meals on Wheels, which he actually loves now. Originally, several years ago, he did not like Meals on Wheels, and now he really likes it. So that's really good. I did send him home with some dinner tonight, and we had a great time. Went out for coffee several times. Had Chinese, you know, he just loves a restaurant and he loves going out for coffee. That's his thing at the moment. So, had a fabulous weekend with my dad. So, and while he was here, I did manage to sneak some time when he was in watching films and TV with my husband. So, that was good. And what I'm wearing today is the Unwind jumper, wind cheater, whatever you want to call it. In Australia, we call them wind cheaters. So I think in other countries, they call them sweatshirts and all of that. And so this is the Unwind wind cheater. It's quite wide. It is a batwing one again. So there's a seam down your arm there that joins the front to the back. It's only got a couple of pieces to it. It's got a front and a back, and the hood is 2 pieces. I actually lined the hood in a knit that I had because the inside of this is white coloured, and so I really didn't want that to be what you could see on the inside of the hood. And it is so warm. It is beautiful and warm. And in fact, the 3 jumpers that I've made this weekend, and they're all really fast ones. So the 3 jumpers that I've made this weekend are all so warm. When I tried them on for photos, I ended up keeping them on. So this is the last one I took a photo of. And so I've kept it on the whole day. I took that photo this morning. So fabulous, fabulous pattern. I'll show it to you. So this is the Unwind hoodie, which is this one here, and it's by Emporium. So it is a very, very easy top. It comes with several necklines. It comes with a crew neck, a relaxed neck, which is just a lower crew neck really, a turtleneck, and a hoodie. And you can have the sleeves as long sleeves, half sleeves, short sleeves, which you can do in any sort of top really. And the body length is cropped, hip or long, and I chose the hip, but I probably put another 2 inches onto it, just so that I could give a good turn up edge. So I didn't want a band as such, an added on band on the bottom, and so I have just cover stitched that, and it has worked out really, really well. Really loving it. This is a fabric that I bought. It really was not an expensive fabric. I bought it from Darn Cheap Fabrics in Glenhuntly. And it does not have very much stretch whatsoever. And I just added a little black band onto the edge. Now this actually fits my sleeve length perfectly as to where I would like my sleeve to be. So when I stand up, it is, just to get in the picture, right at my wrist, and also have the option of being able to pull them up and they stay up. So not pulling them up today because it's quite cold. It's turned quite cold this afternoon. This morning was okay, but when I took Dad home, I see that it was 11 degrees in Dramana. So really, really happy with this top. And I think it will be fabulous for my trip to Tasmania, because it will be cold there. Easily fit a Spencer under it, and the fact that I've got this woolen knit lining, so you can see that lining there. It's just some leftover that I had from something else. Now the hood is not supposed to be lined. Well, the pattern doesn't have it as lined anyway. Someone's just emptying the bottle bin, but anyway, that just tells you what we were doing. So the hood is not supposed to be lined in the pattern, but it's very easy to add a lining to the hood. So really happy with this. So I think that was my last make. No, it was my middle make. So my first make was the Chasing Butterflies, and the Chasing Butterflies is also a Pattern Emporium pattern, and just absolutely loving this. So this is my Chasing Butterflies. I will insert photos, of course, as we go along. You probably shouldn't see that tag. Swear words on it. YouTube mightn't like that. It says effing fabulous, and it really is. It's all about the bat wing, isn't it? And so this is what this is like. Now I must say, when you're doing a bat wing sleeve, you need to remember that your stretch is across the width of the garment. And so when it comes to this part, if you've not got a four-way stretch, this, as you can see, does not stretch, but it fits my arm easily in it. So this one has a little bit of stretch in the other direction, but if you were someone that really wanted the stretch all the way, you'd need to make sure you had a four-way stretch fabric. But this jumper is beautiful. Another fabric that I bought from Darn Cheap Fabrics. So this is a knit, and it is a wool acrylic blend. And you can see it's absolutely lovely. I wasn't sure if it was navy or if it was black, and that's probably just my eyesight, but I've decided that it's charcoal colour. So to me, sometimes it does look a little bit navy, but loving this top. This is the easiest pattern. And once again, I chose the crew neck. So it's actually got quite a high neck on it, which I thought I would need for when we're away, because I get a really cold neck. I often wear scarves, and you can see that beautiful batwing sleeve here. It's absolutely lovely. And so the fit is so easy to do. And this one I actually did, I just hemmed it with the cover stitch machine, so you could use a twin needle. Whatever you wanted to do, just looks like that on the outside. Lovely, lovely top. I think I wore that all day Saturday. And then I made this top, which is the Unwind jumper. And then I was so happy with the Chasing Butterflies top that I'd also bought this fabric from Darn Cheap Fabrics. And I made another one. I can show you this label. This one just says, I made this. So this one has a little bit more of a four-way stretch. So that sleeve does stretch a little bit down the other way. And I put a band on the bottom of this one. So the other one I did not put a band on. This one I put a band on the bottom. But loving the length. They're just so easy to make, these tops. Really, really loving it. And I've got quite a few skirts that this pink will go with. I've also got quite a few skirts that this one will go with too. And always looks good with a pair of jeans as well. So I'm thinking that when I go to Tasmania, because it will be really, really cold and we'll be traveling, that I won't be taking any skirts or any dresses. I'll just be wearing pants, jumpers and coats. Because even if it gets warm, just taking your coat off is going to be enough, because getting warm is probably going to be 13 degrees. So other than that, it'll probably be 8 degrees. So, and that's in the daytime. So really, really happy with it. If you're thinking about the Chasing Butterflies, fabulous pattern. And I decided with the pink one, even though I'd made it before, so the pattern was already cut out. I actually made a size 12 in this, and I made a size 12 in this as well. So not really, really small or tight fitting, because I would usually make a 14 in most things. But when I measured the width across the bust and the length that I would need from wrist to wrist across the top, I realized that I would only need a 12 in it. And the length, you can just make the pattern length any length that you would like. It is really, really an easy, both of these patterns are very, very easy patterns. They're quite similar to each other. As you can see, the bat wing on the Unwind is not as big as the bat wing is on the Chasing Butterflies. But I've realized that a lot of things that I've made recently are all bat wing, because the Bridget dress that I am going to hem tonight, because it's dropped on the bias, is also quite a bat wing type of top. And so all that really means is that the body and the sleeve is all cut in one, so it doesn't have an actual sleeve seam anywhere on it. But fabulous patterns, really beautiful patterns. I did time myself, I think I said that, when I made the pink one, and from cutting out to finishing took 50 minutes. So a very, very quick sew. And one of the reasons why is because I put a band on the bottom as well. But even when I made the charcoal / maybe I'm dark navy one, and I did a cover stitch hem, really took an hour. And that was the first time I'd made it. And my overlocker, although it is behaving, and so I sewed everything on the overlocker. I sewed the cover stitch for the bottom of this one, but everything else was on the overlocker. I did not use my sewing machine. And very, very easy, very quick. If you want to whip up a jumper, that'd be the one to make. I haven't made a jumper that quickly in some time. And I quite am liking the bat wing. Very easy wear, very casual, and very, very nice. So well done, Pattern Emporium, because that was both the patterns that I made this week. I really have no stretch fabric left that I could make another one in. When I look at my fabric stash, magenta is really a common theme. Magenta, black, some florals, pretty much covers it. Bit of teal in there. I have got some really nice corduroy. I'm not sure I'm going to get time to make that up before we go away. And I was going to make, I'm not sure if I was, the reason I haven't even started that pink corduroy is I couldn't decide if I was going to make the bud jacket or if I was going to make myself an Ilford jacket. Oh, and my husband has actually tried on and put on, and he's wearing today, the baby cord shirt that I made him, which I think is the Troop shirt by Tada Patterns, which is, I'd made him originally a cobalt blue one in cotton, and to test the pattern. And the baby cord one's just beautiful, just lovely. And he also tried the Ilford jacket on over it, so they all fit. So he'll be taking those away when we go away on holidays. But I will be doing a, I don't want to call it a tutorial, I just want to call it, I'll take you through my process for hemming things that have dropped on the bias, and remembering that the Bridget dress, so the Bridget dress has a front button placket, and that is not a seam there, that is the front joining. I think my buttons come down further than that. It's got side seams and it's got a back seam also. So it is the side backs and the side fronts that have got some sort of bias on them. Because remembering they'll be cut like this. So that part here is the bias, and that has dropped considerably. So I was going to take you through how I hem my bias dresses. Now, something that's cut on the bias is not something that you can just whip up and wear unless you're prepared to re-hem it again later. Because, of course, when you're looking at something like this, your side pieces, this front piece and the center back are not going to have dropped because they're sewn into a seam. So your sewn seam parts are not going to drop like the other edges. So it's a matter of straightening up those other edges. And I do need to pop it on before I hem it and make sure that I make it short enough to be able to wear my over-dyed denim coat over it. I don't want it to be this much longer than my coat. I want my coat to cover the dress completely. So that's just me, and that's the aesthetic that I like. I like thirds. So you either got 1/3 at the top and 2/3 showing at the bottom, like you might on a pair of pants and a short jacket, or you've got half and half, but I do not want 7/8. So I don't want the coat to be 7/8 long and the dress to be 8/8 long. So it's not something that I really like. And I try to look at things and see how they will work out, because if I was going to wear something that the skirt or the dress part was longer than the coat, I would choose a much shorter coat, remembering that I've got a lot of coats to choose from. So I have got a lot of coats, a lot of they're not really waist length coats for me because I'm short and I'm short-waisted. So any length I've got, which is not much, I'm only 5'4", I'm probably shorter than that now. Any length I've got is in my legs, it is not in my waist. So the distance between my bust and my waist is quite minimal. So if you have a large bust and you have not much room between the end of your ribs and where your hips start, you're short-waisted. And short-waisted people, if you've got a large bust, can look very busty, especially if you wear belts and things like that. I do love a belt. I love a wide belt, but it can sometimes look like you've got it strapped under your boobs. Just looks ridiculous sometimes. So I have often had, and I don't know what happened to it, another belt that was like a twin belt, and one part slung down lower than the other part, which was really quite a good aesthetic for someone who's short-waisted, because it sort of gave you a more elongated body, center body, and or torso, and that was actually a really good look. I don't know what happened to that belt. But anyway, that's what I'm going to be doing next. Everybody have a great week. Hopefully I'll be back during the week. It's really a method of hemming garments that have dropped on the bias and how to even that up. And for me, because I don't have anyone that can pin it up on me. It's a constant taking on and off of the dress until I get it right. And that's what I'll be doing this week. Everybody have a fabulous week. Please like and subscribe. I've got 997 subscribers. Could you believe? So can 3 people out there please subscribe so that I can reach my 1,000? I don't know what that means, but you know, maybe it means something to me. Everybody have a great week. Hope everyone keeps safe and well, and try and keep warm, or if you're over in the other part of the world, because we're at the bum arse end of the world, but if you're in the upper part of the world, try and stay cool. I'm not sure what the weather's like. I think in the UK the weather's not hugely hot at the moment, but I think in some parts of the US it is. So everyone have a fabulous week. Talk to you soon. Bye.